Welcome, everyone. In Module 3, we are going to talk about flowery language. I am Agnes Khan, and I feel honored to give this presentation to you. So what is flowery language? We use flowery or embellished language when our sentences contain too many complicated words, synonyms, or words from the past. And we also use very complicated grammar. As a result, our sentences are very, very beautiful. They sound nice, but our readers have a hard time understanding us. Our speech or our correspondence is very similar to the letters that you can see here. They are beautiful, but their original meaning is very hard to see or to understand. Flowery language can be observed in vocabulary. When we use too many complicated words, or when we use synonyms or archaic words, or when we use many adjectives and other descriptors for one thing, we use flowery language. However, sometimes because we use so many words, actually all these synonyms and all these fluffy words can obscure our original meaning. So we have to be very careful. So let's see a few examples. The two institutions express their intent for future cooperation, collaboration, and the participation in joint efforts and teamwork in scientific research fields. Wow, this sentence sounds very pretty and very professional. But I hope you can see that the blue highlighted expressions mean exactly the same. It is enough to use just one of them. Let's look at the second example. Two meetings will be held at 4 p.m. on Wednesday and Thursday on 2 consecutive days in a row. Yeah, but when we use professional diplomatic writing, we can assume that our readers can understand us, and there is no need to give extra explanations. We can just simply say, the two meetings will be held at 4 p.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. Let's see another example. This is a very long sentence. I hope you can see that the audience is actually the same as the intended readers of the writers. Therefore, it is enough to keep one of them. Our sentence is complicated and professional enough. Okay, here is another very important example. The following example shows that we have to be very careful with the synonyms we use. Both institutions agree that the final implementation of plans is subject to further negotiations, parleys, and disputes. Negotiations, parleys, and disputes are synonyms, but they do not exactly mean the same. Parleys and disputes have negative connotations, which means that when we think about them, we have a negative feeling attached to these words. And negotiations, on the other hand, does not have that particular negative feeling. When we hear the word dispute, we think about an argument, and that's not what we want to express. It is much better if we just simply use negotiations in this sentence. Let's look at another example. Sometimes writers define words that probably they suspect that the readers might not know or might not understand. Here, the highlighted blue phrase is actually the definition of professional register. And it is just much shorter and easier to use register instead of this very, very long description. Thank you very much for your attention.